We've already looked at the Conjuring universe in the order we first experienced it, but what if we piece together the terrifying timeline as it actually happened? With the Conjuring, last rites on the horizon, it's the perfect time to go back to the very beginning. From a remote monastery to the Warrens' final case, we're tracing the complete history of evil. Prepare yourselves for the definitive chronological guide to the Conjuring universe. Our journey doesn't begin with the Warrens, but with the demonic entity known as Valak in The Nun, 2018. Set in 1952 Romania, this film takes us to a secluded abbey where a young nun has committed suicide. A priest and a novitiate are sent to investigate, only to discover a malevolent force lurking in the shadows. This is the origin story of the demon nun that would later torment Lorraine Warren, and it's a chilling start to our timeline. What way to start a horror franchise, right? The devil, but make it a nun. Just 3 years later, in 1955, the evil shifts to California in Annabelle Creation, 2017. This film tells the backstory of the terrifying Annabelle doll. A doll maker and his wife, grieving the loss of their daughter, open their home to a group of orphan girls and a nun. Unbeknownst to them, their desperation has given a demon an open invitation, and it finds a new home inside a porcelain doll. This is one of those movies where you're yelling at the characters, "Why would you go into that dark basement?" But they do it anyway. From there, we fast forward to the late 60s with the first Annabelle, 2014, film where we meet a young couple whose life is turned upside down by the doll. We then arrive at the film that started it all, The Conjuring, 2013, set in 1971. This is our first introduction to Ed and Lorraine Warren as they take on the case of the Perron family and the witch Bathsheba. It's the event that puts the Warrens on the map and gives us our first look at their famous occult museum, where Annabelle has been locked away for a year. Then, the timeline continues in the Warrens' own home in Annabelle Comes Home, which takes place a year later in 1972. While the Warrens are away on a case, their young daughter Judy, her babysitter, and a curious friend accidentally awaken the demons in the artifact room, with Annabelle at the center of the chaos. Seriously, you'd think they would just seal that room in concrete, right? After that, we dive into The Curse of La Llorona, 2019, retroactively connecting to the Conjuring universe, set in 1973. This film, directed by Michael Chavez, who also directed The Devil Made Me Do It, follows a social worker who must save her children from the weeping woman of legend. Then, we move to one of the most famous cases for the Warrens, the Enfield poltergeist in The Conjuring 2, 2016. Set in 1977, this film takes us to London, where the Hodgson family is being terrorized by a poltergeist. Eventually, the demon Valak returns to tolerate. Our final stop in this chronological recap is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, 2021. Set in 1981, this film takes place after all the main hauntings we've discussed. It's a dark and twisted legal drama that brings us to the final moments of Ed and Lorraine Warren's investigative career, leaving us to wonder what horrors await them in Last Rites.